Hello viewers and welcome to this new video. Today we are in a new LEGO video where I'm gonna show you my newest creation I've built, that is a battleship that I named Größer Schlieffen. So this is basically the union of two ships from World of Warships, and you guys actually chose from two post communities. One you chose to build a battleship, and the other one you chose to build a German battleship. So I compared these two battleships, that one is actually a battle cruiser, but never mind, and I drew on paint a design for that. And after that I started building all the gimmicks that the ship should have. So all the guns, that actually most of them are secondaries. I also tried to build some casemate guns, and after that I placed the casemate and the guns on the hull. I recycled from the old Alsace battleship build, and I started building the actual ship. First, starting from the first layer on the superstructure, going on to completing almost entirely the main conning tower, and then going back to the secondary conning tower that went actually up pretty good. Of course, it was quite hard to build because of all the secondary guns I had to place, and also because German battleship used to have this quite big superstructure. I managed to come up with some decent designs, and after that I started putting details, because a ship without details is not very good. I took a really long time placing details because I had to place them all over the ship, and I actually ended up changing most of the details that were in the ship. And after a few days, I think 3 days, the ship was completed, and here it is. So the ship is around 1.5 meters long, and it's very big. It has a very cool design. I really like how it came up. The name of the ship I chose is the union of the two battleships I chose to work with, that are the Größer Kurfürst and Schniefel. Actually Schlieffen, not the other way. So this ship is gonna get named Größer Schlieffen. Alright, so let's go and see all the details that we've got right here. Starting from the bow, here are the usual anchors. I decided to put a third anchor that actually looks good, not as good as the other ones. All of that, I always use those designs for my models, but they are just so good that I can't go without those designs. Going on, we have some more details with also some AA guns. I also chose to paint a camouflage on the ship using white and light blue bricks. Also simulating waves, where I tried to put the casemate guns on them. There is one on the stern too, as you can see. Going on, we have the two main guns that are a very good feature of the ship, because they have a pretty interesting design. They are very similar to the guns I already had. As you can see, all the casemate guns can rotate. I'm showing this one on the stern of the ship, but also the ones on the front. The main guns have this triple design. These are supposed to be 16-inch guns that are very interesting. So we have all these details on the bow of the ship. I was talking about the AA guns. They are quite simple in the design itself, but I like the brick itself, and it works very good as a gun. The main guns I was talking about before can turn. Also, the secondary guns, the casemate ones, are supposed to be 150mm guns, around that. There is a specific German caliber for that casemate guns. I won it, but I really don't remember exactly that. The main guns, we have two triple turrets in the bow and two on the stern. The one of the bow have the same exact design. The one on the stern, one has slightly changed because of an AA gun on top. Then we have some more details with two AA guns with some armor around that. I wanted to simulate this because they are pretty close to the main guns, so they have to be protected. They are symmetrical on the other side too, and basically everything you are gonna see here is symmetrical. Then we have many secondary guns. These are twin 128mm guns, pretty usual, and I really liked how they look on this ship, because German battleship always have a lot of secondary guns. In many cases are casemate guns, but in more modern battleship you can find actual turrets. The conning tower, where the main superstructure is, it came up very interestingly nice, with a pretty smooth and classical design for the German ships. There are a few rangefinders, gun directors and stuff, and behind that there is a funnel that came up actually decently. It's not the best design right there. Also, I wanted to make some kind of camouflage. As you can see here, I used a different type of gray. The whole ship, except of the decks, is on light gray, and the funnels, basically I had an idea to make some kind of camouflage that goes also inside the superstructures. I have some more guns. The secondary guns, as you can see, all can turn, and the 128mm one can also elevate the actual barrels. But this other one, that is a single 155 or 50, I don't remember, can turn but not elevate the gun, though I really like the design of those. I have one torpedo launcher each side. It is supposed to be a triple torpedo launcher. It does not have a very good firing angle, but it is decent, and I really like placing all those guns in a very small place. I really had a hard time figuring out where to place all the guns. And I managed also to put some cranes for the storage of the ship or whatever in between those two funnels. I really like those two cranes because they can like elevate, and they have some good detail on it. Also, as you can see here, I made some kind of lock system so they do not turn too much inside the ship. It came up good. I did not expect a detail to work actually, but there it is. Moving on, we have the back funnel, the second funnel, with the same camouflage as the other one. We have the second superstructure with all its details, gun directors, and other stuff that you basically can find also in the first conning tower. Though we have this pretty big mast right here and some gun directors. This one can actually turn, as you can see. Unfortunately, the secondary gun directors and rangefinder cannot. I really like how these ones came up, because they have actually a dynamic feature. Some others 128mm guns are placed right here. Also, if you noticed, the ship is not only symmetrical in one way, so I mean the left and the right side are the same, but I tried to make it as symmetrical as possible also from the bow to the stern, so all the guns have a pretty similar firing angle when going bow in or stern in. We have the stern guns. As you can see, this one has a pretty slight change to make an AA gun fit with the design on top. These guns are almost identical, as you can see, but not completely the same due to that detail. But they still are very good. Going on, we have some more AAs and secondaries, like this one casemate gun I've shown you before. And then we come to the stern of the ship, where I decided to place a catapult with an aircraft and some pretty small but good looking cranes that actually have a working purpose. They have a pretty decent moving, and I really like how they came up. This one is supposed to be the hangar where aircraft are in, basically. It's quite a bit small, but it's more than enough. Going on, we have the very back of the ship. I decided to put an additional anchor right there that has a pretty good design with this chain. Many German battleships used to have this detail. And then we go to basically the end of the ship, where I put the mast and two other AA guns. And well, this is everything. We've seen all the details that the ship has. I think it came up very good. Probably it does not stick very well with all the other German battleships that you may find around, all the designs. For example, Scharnhorst, Gneisenau, Bismarck and Tirpitz, that are the four famous German battleships of the World War II. That all the designs are based on, I mean all my designs at least. They are pretty similar to this ship, but not as big, so you might be disappointed when you see something this big and that actually has a slight different change on the design, because it does not completely stick with that German style because of how big it is. Though I think this project came up very smoothly and good. It did not take a huge amount of time. The biggest problem, I think, was finding all the same guns to place, but compared to most other projects, this was not even a big problem. The ship is full of details. I really like placing these. They really make up for the ship. And that is basically it. I hope you enjoyed this build and this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more of this content. And without anything left to say, I will leave you and see you in the next video. Bye bye.